Mike and Zora met in college and fell deeply in love with each other. They were head over heels for each other and couldn't wait to start their life together. Despite the warnings from their parents about their young age and naivety, they got married right after graduation. They settled in a small house in the ghetto, and for a while everything was perfect. They were happy and in love, dreaming of a bright future together. However, as time passed, they started to face financial difficulties and their relationship began to suffer. Zora started lamenting about their situation and they couldn't seem to find a way out of their struggle. Their once loving relationship turned into a constant bickering and arguments. One day, during a heated argument, Mike accidentally pushed Zora, causing her to get hurt. Realizing what he had done, Mike immediately called for an ambulance. Zora was then rushed to the hospital. After weeks of recovery, Zora decided to leave Mike and go back to her parents' house. Her parents were so furious with Mike and they pushed her to file for a divorce. Mike was devastated to lose the love of his life, but he knew he had made a terrible mistake. Years passed and Zora found herself caught up in a whirlwind romance with a billionaire she met in a club. They had a son together whom they named Dominic, but things didn't work out between the two of them and they parted ways, leaving Zora to raise Dominic all by herself. Dominic grew up to be a smart and hardworking man, following in his father's footsteps and building a successful business empire. One day, while shopping in a store, Dominic met a beautiful young woman named Marlene, who happened to be the owner of the store. They clicked instantly and their relationship blossomed quickly, and after several dates, Dominic proposed to Marlene and they began planning for their future together. They then decided it was time for them to meet their parents. When it came for Marlene to meet Dominic's family, she was nervous but excited. The meeting went well and Dominic's mother was impressed by Marlene's charm and grace. It was then Marlene's turn to introduce Dominic to her own family. Marlene's dad liked Dominic and a date was set to pay the dowry. On the day of the dowry payment, Mike and Zora came face to face for the first time in years. The tension between them was palpable and they both vowed to stop their children from getting married. Their animosity towards each other resurfaced, threatening to tear apart their children's happiness. Despite Dominic and Marlene's effort to keep their love alive and their relationship strong, the bitter fate between their parents threatened to tear them apart. The tension and drama reached a breaking point, forcing them to make a difficult decision to distance themselves from their families in order to protect their love. They moved to a separate town, got married, and started a family of their own. Years later, Marlene and Dominic decided to give their parents a second chance at reconciliation. They invited Mike and Zora at their home, hoping that the power of true love would prevail and bring their families together. The emotional reunion that followed was filled with tears, apologies, and forgiveness. Mike and Zora finally let go of their grudge and accepted the fact that their children's love was true and genuine and knew no boundary. And so the once fading ex-husband and ex-wife became in-laws through their children, proving that true love can conquer all, even the most difficult circumstances. The end. If you've enjoyed this story this far, please do not leave without giving it a like, subscribe, and share. And please consider leaving a comment in the comment section telling me whether you enjoyed the story and telling me whatever city or country you're watching me from for me to give you a shout out on the next episode of Wonder Tales by Julian.